Morning, everybody. If you are wondering what's in your way today, how to get around it, and how you can be more mindful during the process, you've come to the right place. Thanks for being here. Welcome. My name is Seth. I'm on Comingouttarot.com. You can always find out more about me over there. I'm using Tarot Illuminati today. And today's Giving Tuesday, so if anyone is interested in purchasing readings from me, you can do that over at the shop, comingouttarot.com/shop, and 25% of any of the readings that I sell today is going to go to Alma Chicago, ALMA Chicago.org. It is a nonprofit in Chicago that helps LGBT, the Latino LGBT community. And they are not only an incredible organization, but top of mind for me today for all the LGBT individuals who are coming through the caravan and part of the groups that made it to the border first. Several of them actually got married when they got to, I think it was in Tijuana. Anyway, they were ostracized by the group they were traveling with. And so they even had to travel a little more scarily than anyone else. And this group is going to be a part of their lives if they find their way to Chicago. So I want to make sure that they're taken care of, not only for that group, but for those that are in Chicago. So let's get focused on getting these cards in the right order. Good morning. This is our obstacle. This is the action we need to take against that obstacle. How are you, Catherine? And how can we be more mindful? I'm still in recovery mode, so I'm not exercising this week, which feels really, really weird. I feel like I'm being lazy in the morning. But I'm also still kind of getting over this cold, but I am going back to work today, so hopefully. All right. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so obstacle today, 10 of Cups. The action we can take against that, Temperance. And how we can be more mindful during the process, 3 of Pentacles. Laverne is trying to get my attention. Let me let her say hi. Hi, sweetie. She's being really obnoxious. Hi. Yes, that's just, hi, everybody. All right, Vern. Okay. She's trying to get my attention by jumping on my feet, so I have to move them. Okay. Good morning. So our obstacle today, actually, before I get to that, even just generally, we've got this wonderful energy between our obstacle and our mindfulness of water and earth, which means we've got we've got elements for creation here. Good morning, Bridget. Bridget, which feels really, really good between our mindfulness and our obstacle. So that's interesting that what is in our way today is actually going to be really supportive of what we're able to create with our mindfulness exercise. So first, what's in our way today, I can't even speak. Let me just take a breath. All right. What's in our way today is family. Family. Why is family in our way? I hate it when family's in our way. Today, family's in our way. They're the thing that is most challenging to us, especially younger family members. This isn't really parental units, but those younger members of our family who might be experiencing something new, going through something we've probably already experienced in our lives, and while you want to give them the advice they need, they may not be ready to hear it. And they're just going to keep rushing forward. That's what we do when we're in our 20s and younger. So we just keep going. So younger members of our family are our biggest challenge today. And that can be there can be so many different ways for that to happen. Personally, for my nephews, when I hear them doing something that I know is, in my eyes, probably not the smartest thing to do, I know they have to go through it in order to know why it's not the smartest thing to do. And if it's not going to hurt them, then they have to go through it. If it's going to hurt them, I'm going to tell them. And they usually come to me anyway when they need some advice. I don't actually have to always reach out to them. So I'm lucky in that they come to me. However, that isn't always the case for everyone. So know that choices, the ferrets are being a little nuts right now. Know that the choices that your family, the younger members of your family make are probably going to be really frustrating to you today. And you might have to find a way to get around that. So how are you going to do it? This is Temperance. And what's really cool for me in both of these cards is that there's actually a rainbow, and it almost continues from one card, whoosh, where it goes out of the card, to the next where it stays within the card. It's almost lined up. Actually, the way I see it is like this. So it's kind of like the rainbow. It could be a double rainbow. This one's just huge. So the rainbow is actually really important to me today. That light that surrounds us, that light that is family, that light that is love, care, compassion, is super important for, good morning, Elizabeth, for dealing with that obstacle of the craziness of the younger members of our family. So awareness, compassion, love, care is paramount today. The other thing that I would share is that if there's a way for you to accept where they are and yet gently guide at the same time, that would bring them to the best place for them to be, which is also some of the hardest things for us to do, especially when we know better. You know, like, oh, don't do that. You're going to burn yourself if you touch the stove. Well, if they don't touch the stove, they won't learn that they're actually going to burn themselves. So how do you guide someone? You're probably not going to want to do that. You might want to listen to me. Ow! Okay, now, what happened as a result of you touching the stove? I burned myself. Are you going to do that again? No. That's an extreme example, but you get what I mean. The gentle guidance of love, care, and compassion. Yeah. Oh, Catherine, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, guidance. Let them go through it because they have to experience it to learn. What I think is interesting here, though, is that the harder you try to get them to where you want to go, the more you fuel the flame. You know what I mean? Like they're just going to do it anyway. If the more you tell them no, it's that kind of thing. Because we've got a water and a fire here, and the obstacle is the water and the action is the fire, and the water is just going to keep putting out that fire the harder you push. So guiding, love, care, and compassion, that's our action today. All right, how can you be more mindful during that process? 3 of Pentacles. This is going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. And what the mindfulness exercise here is, where does it exist? What's going on? What are the actions that you're taking? And can you like third party observe if those actions are effective or not? This may take a little time, but during the course of the day, the more mindful you are of the choices you make as a family, not just, and primarily yourself, but as a family. So this person made this choice, I made this choice, this was the result. The more mindful you can be of the choices you're making as a result of what's going on today, what actions are happening, you can store those away for later, and you can remember what they were for, how they worked, and if you want to bring them back or not. So a lot of mindfulness in how you're working together with the rest of your family today. All right, I hope this is helpful. If it is, don't forget to give me a thumbs up in there so I know the content's useful, but it also gets it in front of other people so they can take advantage of this too. And if you would, always share with your friends so they can find this advice in their inbox. If you don't remember, today is Giving Tuesday. Any readings that are sold on Comingouttarot.com/shop today are going to go to almachicago.org to help the LGBT Latino community today in Chicago. That's ALMA Chicago.org in case you want to check it out. The only other thing I want to remind you guys, you too, Elizabeth, is that if you're wondering what's going on in December for you, I do have a playlist out there of all of the sun signs. giving you some guidance on health, wealth, and relationships for December. And you can find that if you explore my playlist. Do subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're over at Comingouttarot.com, you can also find a blog post about the same thing. All right, everybody, have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you all later.